So it's been a while since the last video in real world time. YouTube time will be very quick. But this is after a couple of coats of white paint and polish and hitting with this Alclad Chrome 107. If you use black paint, it'll be even shinier. Black paint underneath, it'll be even shinier. And then I've coated it with a little bit of this Aqua Gloss, so the Alclad 2 Aqua Gloss. I haven't tried the Klear Kote. I'll probably do that in another video. And so what you get from that is it's still pretty shiny. You can still see the reflections in there pretty good. Not as good as maybe before, but you can still make out some pretty decent reflections. One critical thing is polishing the primer, or sanding the primer with like a 2000 grit sandpaper, just to really smooth it out. So you basically want every single layer to be as smooth as possible. What we're going to do next is we're going to make it gold. So you see here's a gold version that I did on the other foot. I've been testing out on spoons for a month or so. That's why the videos have, why it's been so long, although you guys probably won't be able to tell. So here's a silver foot next to a gold foot. And so what I found worked. I tried a ton of different things to get this. What I found has worked the best is Alclad 2. And this is not an ad for Alclad. I don't make any money off of that, but this has been the one that worked the best. So there's this transparent yellow. It's Alclad 402. ALC 402. That's what you want to look for. There's not very many places to find it. I found the Alclad Chrome in a local hobby shop, but the transparent yellow, I don't think they had it. But there's some places online, and I'll try to link to those down in the video, down somewhere here, wherever you're watching. Try to find the description. But just look for Alclad 402. You can find it for hobby, from hobby shops. These are all about $10 a bottle retail. Finding them online, you might be able to find them a little cheaper. But what you get with that is this gold. What I'll probably want to do is hit it with another coat of the Klear Kote after it dries really well. But for now, I'm going to put yellow on this really shiny foot. You can see here this one, I didn't sand the primer down, and it's not quite as shiny. It's probably hard to tell in the pictures because in video and pictures they both look pretty good, but it's just not quite as shiny. You can see that maybe on in kind of the big areas here that this one just doesn't have the reflections. I think it'll be fine overall, but that's why I start with the feet, so that people aren't going to be looking at that real closely. So sand, prime, it can only be as shiny as the layer underneath. So now we need to get into painting. Again, I've got my airbrush. I've got, I'm almost out of that transparent yellow. So let me put a little bit more in there. Airbrush pressure is set to, they say between 12 and 20, so it's around 15. It's kind of whatever you're comfortable with your airbrush. This will take most of the thing to do. Yeah, I'm going to use a lot of this, but it's cheaper than getting it gold plated or at a professionally be thousands of dollars, and so $10 a bottle. And if that does 2 feet or more, it'll be pretty good. So what I'm going to do with this first is hit it with a really light mist coat. That's what the instructions are that come with it. So let me see if I can get a little bit coming out. My airbrush has been a little clogged up, so it takes me just a little bit. So I'm going to just do a really nice, really light mist coat, and then I'm going to let that sit for 10 minutes. It says to let it, and make sure you're wearing respirator. That's what they recommend. If you're going to be doing a lot of this. If you're just doing a tiny little bit, probably okay. I'm just going to do a really light mist coat. You may not even be able to see that on there. And then I'm going to come back in about 10 minutes and we will do the real coat. See you guys then.